What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? How are you feeling today? We are here for the latest Doctor Who season finale. Please let us know in the comments what you guys thought about this episode as per usual so we can give our honest reactions. Let's check in with how we're feeling. John, how are you feeling in this moment currently?
In this moment, I feel pretty decent. I am, fully online, which is nice. It takes a minute some days to get fully online, and it's been a little bit of a saga tracking down when and where this finale would actually appear.
John and I were here at midnight last night, and we had no heads up that they'd changed this at all.
They changed it to evening time for the UK, which means Saturday morning, not midnight for us.
It's been a bit clunky.
But I'm really excited to check that. I mean, I've been really enjoying this season. I've been really enjoying having this as a thing that we get to share on the channel. And whatever happens, because they certainly have kept this one under wraps, I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, and I hope it's a good one. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Had a great collab with a bunch of other reactors. I can't wait to share that with you guys of what we did. And for Doctor Who, I want to say we genuinely really enjoy this iteration, okay? Like, we love Doctor Who, the entire experience we've had from New Who to now. We are not just saying it. Like, we actually really enjoy this latest season, and it sucks seeing the amount of polarization, often more negative leaning when it comes to this. But for the fans of the show who are here with us, I'm glad we get to celebrate it with you guys. To Ncuti Gatwa and Russell T. Davies, I think you've been absolutely killing it. So thank you for what you've been providing. And I'm excited to just sharing this and see why they kept this under wraps.
I hope there's some surprises.
I hope there's some big surprises in here. So ladies and gentlemen, please, with that in mind, I want to say thank you to those who have been joining our Patreon page. Many of you guys just for Doctor Who alone, becoming a royal reject. Over there, you get the full-length reaction watch-alongs where you get to sync up with your own copy of Doctor Who. Of course, us Americans are streaming this off of Disney Plus, so you can stream along with us, watch the whole thing, whole reaction uncut. Additionally, royal rejects get a discount at becoming a righteous reject. Those are those who get our RR apparel. John got his Choose Your Doctor tee. Look at that
look
bad
at the
boy.
gloriousness.
Look at it shining. This is our original wibbly wobbly all-on t-shirt with a bunch of Doctor Who quotes that one day we have to update so that we could feature some Ncuti quotes, man. But it's a lot of New Who quotes here. So thank you guys. This ended up becoming one of our top sellers of all time. You guys rock. Let's enjoy this finale. And on top of that, we will be answering some questions from our Patreon right when the reaction is done. Let's get into it.
Ooh. The reality war begins.
Right where we left off.
Okay, fun.
Classic Who fashion, someone to the rescue. Anita!
Hey!
Welcome to the Time
Is it
Hotel.
Anita?
Would you like to come with me, sir?
From the Time Hotel!
I mean, I remember the character, but I don't remember if I got the name right.
I love that so many things are coming back.
He had an actual magic door, the little too late.
That's a horrible room at the Time Hotel. Woo! Whoa.
New reality.
Happy morning. One more day to go. It's May the 24th tomorrow.
Oh my God, this reality, her family's nice.
Oh, Christ.
John?
John Smith, classic alias of the Doctor.
We watched a Who Culture video.
We watched some Easter eggs.
Hello, Doctor.
I love their relationship.
The world was destroyed.
No, look. It's May the 23rd, again.
Sweet.
May the 24th never arrives. It resets. It gets to midnight, and then it all clicks back to 7 a.m. on May the 23rd. It's done it hundreds of times.
It's on the fritz.
Wow. Weird. Abandoned the hotel?
Never.
As far as I can see, that woman in the sky. The Rani. She's a Time Lord too, yeah?
You know your information.
You are talking Time Lords and TARDISes.
You
When
know all
I
this.
left you, you were just...
Ordinary. On my days off, I go looking for you.
Oh, Anita.
When I'm with Ricardo, I think about you.
I watched classic episodes. I watched classic episodes. Oh man, I wish I
That's
could name
fun.
that particular older Who actor. Rogue.
Yeah, baby.
Rogue. Oh, you realize it is not to be. Oh, what a moment. Oh no.
That
Oh,
was
Anita.
beautiful. That was.
All's well that ends well.
Oh.
But what about this Rani? Why is she doing all this?
She loved
She
him.
loved him. She loved him.
needs the same day to keep repeating itself so that it gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it snaps.
Like my stomach so I can get the abs.
Once it's broken, she can see underneath the skin of reality to find Omega, the most fearsome Time Lord in existence.
Yeah, we know. We've seen Who culture.
Skip to the good stuff, man.
Says that portal was the Time Hotel, December 2024. You were supposed to follow him everywhere. All right, I had Christmas off. Can't wait for another midnight.
Midnight.
Midnight. Midnight numbers.
We don't have to. The Seekers have fixed the location. There, hidden beneath reality, deep in the underverse.
The Underverse.
Creator of the Time Lords, our Lord and Master. No one is Lord and Master of me.
Oh boy.
You will regret those words.
Belinda woke up without you. Every time the world resets, it gets a bit bumpy.
Sure.
It's a world built on a wish, willed into existence by the Rani's pet human, Conrad Clark.
Doctor loved playing.
He does love jokes and games.
And I have a daughter.
But she isn't real.
How dare you?
Oh.
I have been in the halls of the Goblin King. I have stood in the palaces. But what has happened here, in his tiny little bedroom in the middle of suburbia, is bigger than anything.
And is he gonna regenerate?
I don't know, man. I hope not.
Potentially avoided the internet today.
Yeah.
I'm coming down.
I'll make us some tea.
Got that thinking music going. It's time for brilliance.
Oh man, look at that walk.
Yeah.
That's swag. Become the next Bond now.
Yep. Hey. Oh, let's
the
go.
OG Church of Ruby Sunday.
Yeah. Oh my God, the drip.
This certainly feels like a goodbye episode, man.
Yeah. We're tying so many things together.
I'm Belinda Chandra.
Yes, you are. Piece it together.
There you go.
And your Poppy. She's real.
You're from season 1.
We've had a baby.
In a single day.
And who's that?
This is Anita.
I just work in hospitality, really.
Nah, you're important, Anita.
Is she safe, Doctor?
Nothing is safe.
She is in danger, but we will fight now to save her. Fight like never before.
I do wish we had like some scenes with them being parents so we can connect to this more.
Yeah.
Instead of questioning like, what is reality of her?
When people do this, I don't really know what that means.
These are doorways into real time, allowing you to see the truth.
What a gift to give to Unit.
Mr. Smith, whatever this is, I demand that you stop. Mr. Smith is gone.
Yes.
I'm the Doctor.
Yes, you are.
Now
None
break
of
the mugs.
None of the tables are
We are
supposed to do
breaking
that.
reality.
Danger, subatomic disruption. Reality levels now converging. What's happening?
Of course they'd box it up because it wouldn't make any sense in this reality.
I think reality is reasserting itself.
Whoa. Dang.
Oh my God, she's back.
Yeah, Rosie.
You are back, thanks to Anita.
I'm in the hotel industry.
Yeah.
Why is Conrad Clark on television? Never mind him. What the bloody hell is that thing?
Yep.
Creatures from the underverse.
Oh, interesting how their memories are coming back in.
It creates friction. And the friction creates these excitated atoms.
They have a wipe on their memory.
Like antibodies. They sort of graze, feeding off the atoms.
Whoa. Crazy.
One more thing.
Puppy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Belinda.
Happy to be a dad.
Is our daughter Poppy?
Well, now you're going too far.
What a lovely family photo.
We had all unit personnel biochipped so we know where they are. We only have a 10-mile radius, but maybe we can use the chip to signal them and wake them up.
Get me Shirley.
Unit, you got everything on hand.
Whoa. Oh. Shit always freaks me out. Let's go, Mel.
Ruby, you can't go slandering Conrad.
Yours on the left side.
Things will change. I don't understand. It's just a normal day. Where are you going? I want to save the world.
That's right, you are. Woo! Get that rocket wheels. 88
Back
miles
to the
per
future.
hour.
You're running up and down like a mad somebody. What you really doing?
What I do best. Bye.
Sweet little Desideria. If only you were older, you could imagine such complicated things. Instead, I've got you.
No.
I'll do anything for you.
Yes.
Don't say that.
Yes, mistress.
The Doctor. He's out there somewhere, and you hold all of the wish in your head, Conrad. Can you see him? Can you find him, Connie?
Connie. Whoa. Whoa.
I need you to build me that in record time. Can you do that?
Consider it done, sir.
There you go. There we go. Now you're looking like yourself.
Oh, hello! You're Belinda. How was
Belinda?
How was...
Oh, no. No, do not go hugging me.
Do you mean an actual daughter? That's amazing.
Yeah, it surprised me too.
He keeps saying it, but I want a little bit of relationship stuff.
I'm still confused on how this works because I think Poppy was a space baby.
I have been a housewife.
Damn, look at the color match.
Yeah, man. Holy crap.
From
That
hair to jacket to moped.
Basically, we are facing the unholy trinity.
Ah.
God of Wishes, Crazy Time Lady, Conrad Clark. Mel, I am sorry. It is the Rani.
She's still alive.
I wonder if Omega will not show up, actually.
She's ruthless. She's indifferent to any pain or morality or humanity. The whole universe is just an experiment to her.
That's a good recap of who she is.
We half remembered ourselves, living Conrad's version of an ordinary life.
His ordinary.
We met a girl named Poppy. Exactly like her, Doctor.
What does that mean?
It just makes it even more amazing, Belle. Little scraps of memories, yours and mine, have come to life in a child of our own.
Wow, that.
Damn.
You mean that's Ruby's baby?
Yeah.
You had a whole world to hide in, and you ran half a mile away.
Big ass lethal smile.
Yeah.
And Melanie,
We meet again.
I thought you'd be dead.
The Time Lords were slaughtered. How did you survive?
I saw it coming, the genetic explosion.
Yeah.
Flipped my DNA, made a biological sidestep, survived the cunning.
Wow.
I have the only TARDIS in existence. Time ring.
Time ring.
I was so tedious putting up with you and your 57 mother.
I've never met you in my life.
We're gonna get a full.
Mrs. Flood.
That's my neighbor.
That's my neighbor.
They're both the Rani.
We bi-generated.
Yep.
Took a lot of planning spying on those two. God blimey. Look at that police box. And pinning it all down to May the 24th. But I was brilliant.
Whoa.
Wow. We're gonna get a full explanation.
Every civilization has 1,000 legends about the world hidden below. The Upside Down, or Narnia, or Hell.
Hey.
Said the upside down.
Yep.
My father fought Omega back in the 1970s, said he was a titan, called him the Mad God.
Sounds like Thanos.
Some call him the original sin of the Time Lords, cast out from Gallifrey. Legend says that they bound him and banished him because he is insane.
We did not need to watch any of these Who Culture videos.
Alive or dead, he will work as a gene bank. With his body, I can resurrect the Time Lords and construct a new Gallifrey.
Oh, what a proposal.
The Gallifrey of old never did appreciate me, but this one is for me, a power in the sky.
No.
Then what about you? The two of you?
I think she's asking us to mate.
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling you that Poppy is so special, because she is impossible. The child of a Time Lord.
Impossible child.
There's no such thing.
We're sterile.
We are infertile.
There can never be another Gallifreyan child.
Oh, I forgot this fact.
Sometimes I think that's what bi-generation is. A life force trying anything it can to survive.
What happened?
Interesting comment on the bi-generation there.
That genetic explosion, it didn't kill us, but it roasted us and sterilized us.
So Poppy came out of the wish. Like an accident.
No.
A mad woman and a maniac came up with a ridiculous plan, and out of it came her.
Doesn't Poppy solve everything? I mean, she's Time Lord DNA.
Yes,
I mean, you got some DNA in you too.
except the mother.
What about me?
Human.
And?
The child is contaminated.
Yo, wrong choice of words.
We're talking about Time Lords here. The highest universal race, the greatest and purest classification of life.
Nah, dude.
Let me build a new Gallifrey, and I will leave your world untouched.
Then the wish ends!
What happened to Poppy?
She would cease to exist.
No.
She would vanish like a whisper.
Do whatever it takes to keep her alive.
Whisper to a scream.
I'm genuinely sorry, but she's not real. She's made of hopes and dreams and wishes.
That's child, yeah. It's every child.
But if we don't end the wish, this stays as Conrad's world.
We can't do that.
Someone in the unit's just gonna shoot the baby.
Yeah.
I remember her being my daughter, and if I remember it, then it's true.
Life is in the memories. It's interesting. Reality can be subjective.
Stand with me, Doctor, and set a new race of Time Lords up on high.
No.
Stay down here with the beasts below.
I will stop you.
Oh,
Sonic shoots everywhere.
Sonic battle.
Battle is on, Doctor.
Her Sonic is great.
How close are we?
Target fixed.
The Chronon beam will pull Omega out of the underverse.
Oh.
Trouble is, the unit tower is a tinderbox of weapons, but if we fake an excitation of its atom,
Oh.
the bone beasts will see the tower as an enemy.
I like how it's two clever science-driven minds fighting each other.
We are at war.
Like, the master's like super cruel, but you always thought the Doctor gotta outwit him. Like, she's actually seems like her intellectual, educational experience is perhaps higher in some ways.
Attention all staff, this tower is going into battle mode. Combat teams, attend your station.
It's gonna become a battleship.
Yeah, seriously.
Keep that door open. I need you to keep real-time flowing. Trust me, we're going down to floor minus 10. Yeah? Come on.
English, please.
If I have to hold it together with my bare hands. Yes, it's ready.
What is that?
I call it a zero room.
It's cool to see her back.
It will exist outside of reality. We put Poppy in. And if the wish comes to an end, we open it up.
Poppy will still exist.
I hope.
I will do everything I can to make it work. I owe the Doctor my life.
Truly. Literally rescued you from the god of death.
My battle is in there, saving my daughter.
Fair enough. If the Rani wins and we are destroyed, you will be locked in there for all eternity.
Oh, jeez.
Or age, or suffocate you. Just
Hover, limbo.
you just be forever.
With Poppy.
Poppy.
Knowing
With
Doctor
space
Who,
babies.
you could have this terrible fate. Maybe it's gonna come full circle and it'll tie in Space Babies then. Not one scratch.
Parallax cannons, damn. Shoot them juicy, messed up atoms.
This must have been fun to actually put together.
What if it doesn't work?
I think you won't remember. She will fade away like gossamer. It'll be like Poppy never existed.
No.
Because it makes sense now. I was meant to meet you, Belinda. It's all for this. So that Poppy can live.
Aw.
Interesting how this arc started off with Desiderium of like some God of Wishes baby, and now they got some baby of their own.
Yeah.
The good baby.
From the god of wish baby to a literal wish of a baby. Galvanic beams. Galvanized. Do 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 do.
Wow, look at the scope. They had a great time shooting this shit. Damn.
What's that awful. It's like a biosync thing. It makes the software respond to you.
Damn.
You'll be fine.
This is his Star Trek wishes coming true.
How do I do that? What do I do? Can I punch him?
Yes, you can.
Kick him in the nuts.
Hey, if there's anyone who deserves to get some revenge, it's your ass, man.
Well, hang on, what about Anita and a magic door? I'm just a hotelier, really.
The Bone Palace is protected. It has a threshold. You tried to transmat in there, you'd be pureed, baby girl.
Nice.
Nice.
So I can stop the run.
How can you do that?
Oh, I tricked her. Copied her coding.
Oh, man.
Let's go. Let's go, Bone Segway.
Bridge, we're turning west on 4.5. All personnel, hold on tight.
Oh my God.
What
oh my God.
are you guys doing? Oh my dudes.
This building pivots.
What a weird reality we have ventured into.
His building is on a swivel.
Back to the rooftop where we first met you.
Monitor the threshold on frequency 5. As soon as it falls, Ruby, activate the indigo device. If we die here today, I love you lot.
Hey.
Oh, he's having a blast.
Authorized personnel only.
It's so cheesy fun.
Yeah. Let's go.
Look how cheesy
Let's
it is.
go.
That's so fun. It's like that one time the doctor had the motorcycle thing. I don't care how much you love your baby, you'd be bored as hell after a while.
Yes. It's like they're in one of those rooms that's like so insulated you can't hear anything.
Kick his ass.
Like I wasn't ready for you.
How did he anticipate that?
Doctor, the portal is locked onto its target.
And you're really very obvious. I know you haven't arrived with a weapon. Only a speech, some dazzling words, maybe a pun.
But aren't you tempted, Doctor, to start again? The Time Lord's reborn.
The Time Lord of Omega were tyrants.
Omega.
Omega.
You're not amongst the humans now. Stop pretending. You're a lord of time and space. Now act like it.
T1, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, really? That's different. You guys are just buying this?
Is that a doorway or?
Whoa.
The tomb of Omega.
It's like a mummy resurrection.
I want to say
They match
thank
cut.
you.
Sonic screwdriver to the gun.
I did what he said.
Who?
The doctor. He told me people just want to be safe and fed and warm. So that's what I did.
Except for all the people in wheelchairs or who had disabilities.
You never mentioned your dad.
Oh.
Never mentioned your father, and I wonder why you don't
know me at all.
Their dads are emotionally unavailable.
I'm trying to get to know you at all.
I summon you, creator of the Time Lord.
Huh. Come on. Fulfill.
Oh no. Oh no.
Fulfill.
Oh no. Oh no.
You and me in the dark when I made you smile.
Oh. You're not that good.
That was real.
What if Ruby's in love with her?
Could be. Love conquers all.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Let's get it going. Wow.
What's up, Omega?
What is this?
Oh my god. Wow.
Whoa.
What a beast.
What is it? The universe is a world of legends, so Omega has become his own legend. He is the Mad God.
Oh my god.
Wow, the Mad
That's cool.
The original sin.
That's pretty cool.
Become the god of time.
Oh, shit.
Lords to feast upon.
Damn.
I think you'll find.
No. Oh my.
Oh man.
Oh my.
What? No,
You
come
gonna eat
on.
the
Just gonna
Rani?
Kill her off? Oh, come on.
Nah.
Oh, that was too quick.
Nah.
Oh, the man, time ring's gone. Maybe Mrs. Flood will take it.
Come on, Miss Flood, step up. Whoa.
Doctor.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
May I introduce to you the Rani?
This little
Get away.
So much for the two Ranis. It's a good night from me.
Yay. If you get to live, yay.
Let's go, Mrs. Flood.
Oh, thanks.
What is your intent?
I am free to feast upon this world.
I am Galactus.
Yeah.
Stand here without hope or help.
Nah, what are you planning?
Only I had a weapon.
Oh,
you
you
have
do?
the Vindicator.
Hiding in plain sight.
The Vindicator!
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
The power of 1 billion supernovas.
Yeah. Woohoo.
From weapon to weapon.
That's all we needed.
Conrad, I wish you to be happy.
Whoa, get that wish juice.
Forgiveness.
Charge up off that wish, baby. Wow. Back into hell. Damn.
Whoa. Really is the mummy.
Yeah.
Well, that was short-lived. Ronnie's dead. Omega was back for 5 minutes.
Yep. It all worked out in the end. Bob's yours.
I mean, there's still like 20 minutes left of this episode, though. A little too quick of a resolve, if that's the case.
Don't you ever wonder deep down in both your hearts where your TARDIS...
Oh my god, he's gonna have to go to the Underverse.
Is the TARDIS in the Underverse?
I thought Rogue might be in there.
Oh,
TARDIS.
cool.
Oh man, they were in the TARDIS the whole time. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Damn.
Now wish for $1 million.
Yes.
Can't we wish for Poppy?
To be real.
When I do this, because I must.
The ultimate sacrifice.
He's gonna give his life for poppies.
No more wishes.
Wow.
It's like the anti-genie loophole.
I mean, can you return the baby to its family?
Yeah, you gotta travel back to 18 whatever.
If Poppy no longer exists,
I don't
does
know.
Poppy still exist?
I don't know.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Dang.
Come on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice fake out.
Poppy! 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 Poppy!
You know he's human by birth. We just don't know where in time and space he's from. Do we?
He's a foundling, just like me.
Like me?
Hey.
Who is the best mother in the world?
Oh my God.
Me.
Just gonna raise a normal
But I
baby.
am too busy playing poker.
Yep.
Joseph was my late husband's name.
Joseph is also the name of Jesus' stepdad.
But what were you doing? Can't run around like a nutcase anymore.
Things will have to change.
You gotta go visit your actual.
Man, I'm glad Ruby's back, but I feel like we've been missing out on a lot of Belinda.
Yeah.
You're too big for this already, aren't you, Poppy? She'll climb out. This place is a death trap.
I know. We need rails, safety rails going all the way around.
Huh?
We can go anywhere and everywhere and show her everything.
Doctor's gonna have a family? This is strange.
How come my memory was different? Why did I remember things that no one else could?
I have no idea, but we have seen many a strange thing together, Ruby Roo.
Hey, it's a skill.
Maybe because you were close to Conrad.
I wonder where we take her first. She could see Neptune. No, she could see Kerala.
Kerala, I have never been.
Kerala.
There is a planet called New Delhi.
Oh, we are going there.
We're going.
Passing back and forth.
I used to say take me home.
Mm-hmm. And now you want to stay. I knew it.
Oh, it's getting smaller. Oh, no.
The end.
Oh, Christ, no.
Whoa, what's happening to this reality?
We will have the best of times.
Whoa. What?
Oh, what?
Stuff is probably gone. Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
Where's she gone?
Who?
Poppy.
Oh.
Who's Poppy?
I was wondering about this.
One more thing. I've got to sort out. Oh.
That sucks.
Because the robots from Miss Belinda Chandra won.
Why does she remember, though? Why is it always Ruby?
Now the planet is not destroyed, so I've got to chuck this thing back out into space. Then the robots can find it.
Whoa.
History is intact. Thank you very much.
Doctor, where's she gone?
Who?
Doctor Who?
Poppy.
Who's Poppy?
Your daughter.
What do you mean?
You have a daughter, the two of you together.
All this to say. Oh, this is so sad.
Oh, my God.
What do you think the cot is?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Even that.
the fact that she has these memories. Oh, goddamn.
A long time ago, that space baby lives far away in a different world.
No.
Your memory got a little bit scrambled.
Sounds like you're gaslighting a little bit.
Doctor Unreliable Narrator.
Belinda, where shall we go?
Let's just ignore Ruby and this mental breakdown she's having.
He knows and he's not telling. That's how I'm choosing to read this.
Oh, look out. Here he is, trouble. And you're just in time.
Wouldn't he be disturbed, though?
He probably always knew. I'm not sure. Uh-huh.
May the 24th, the day we thought would never arrive.
I'm sorry you have this reality, Ruby. I'm so sorry.
And I'd better go. That signals the end of my time here, I think.
Anita, you are so amazing.
You're very welcome to stay, Anita. You could work for UNIT. You'd be very useful with a key like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but this key is far too powerful for the 21st century.
Is?
They say hello, by the way.
Who does?
The boss.
Boss.
We gotta find out who the boss is.
It's the cake boss.
Is the world exactly as it was?
There are tiny little changes. Like Conrad's world was sort of glitchy. Now we've got the same. We're getting reports that the border between Norway and Sweden has moved.
What?
Reality shifted on a massive scale.
Ernest Bognan got lucky.
The gravity of the situation
is
Chief cook and bottle washer. Nice little place in Lewisham, and no one remembers him from the old days. That Conrad's been forgot even by himself.
Wow.
I think Ruby did a very kind thing.
Aww.
Gods are full of tricks. One wish survived.
A Loki.
And it turns out to be him, not Poppy.
Ruby, I told you there is no one called Poppy.
Stop saying that.
Do you remember a child called Poppy in this room?
No.
Do you?
No.
Susan, you saved Poppy's life. You built a zero room to save her. Surely you've got to remember that.
There is a zero room on floor -10.
Is there a memory? They said you could be stuck in there forever.
You are remembering this wrong.
Not to be rude, but it's kind of offensive to say I've got a daughter I don't remember.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Strange.
My memory is one of the glitches.
It must be.
I'm glitching.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Except the glitches were real before they changed. Because I was right in the wish world, wasn't I?
Whoa.
There's another world, a slightly different reality, and it might just be a tiny little change, but she's a child.
Oh my.
One life has disappeared, and you know this can happen because it's happened before.
Oh.
Happened to me. Remember?
I'm looking for your daughter, Ruby. Who's Ruby?
That Christmas, I was that life. I ceased to exist, and you did everything you could to bring me back because you couldn't bear a world with one person missing.
Oh no.
I was trapped in that time explosion. I was a baby. And you were there.
You're just a baby savior.
That was you. You saved me.
Whoa.
I'm barely a year old, born out of the TARDIS. Remember?
Yeah.
You set me free.
and saved my life.
You save all of us. Sometimes I think we're all your children.
Damn, dude. Papa who?
You're the poppy.
Yeah.
We're missing one person.
Yeah, you feel it.
All right.
You feel it.
I have a daughter.
Poppy's real. That means she was mine.
No.
I will find her. I swear on my life, I'm too painless.
Oh, no.
We've got the time window, we've got temporal dams, we've got retrodynamic Archon cascade.
What's about to happen?
There was only one thing that was strong enough.
Oh. Oh, no.
The last of the time is.
Oh, no.
Aww. Is it gonna happen?
I think it's gonna happen.
Her name is Poppy. Okay?
Man.
Go back and watch Space Babies one more time just to make sure.
Oh, man, I like this face.
Man.
Yeah, damn it.
Man. Oh, man. Let's be honest. I was the best.
Hey, 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 hey.
Best male. But don't tell the others.
Whoa! Jody! Jody!
Holy shit!
What?
How are you here?
I know, I shouldn't be here at all.
Oh my god!
It's getting a little bit out of order.
Oh, I'm surprised it's not the other guy. He is always turning up.
Yep.
Don't like it. Does it really need to be bigger? In a room defined by its bigness.
It's nice to see her in an environment like this.
Popped out of my timeline because there's a great big time schism on its way caused by you.
Time needs to be shifted.
What the fuck is going happening?
Giving your life.
A life before a life.
Oh, whoa.
If you rupture the time vortex, you could damage the whole of creation.
Is that why you're here? To stop me?
To help me.
No, that was never gonna work.
Blimey, you're gorgeous. Your face is absolutely beautiful.
Try shifting your third strand of phenotype markers 1 microspasm to the left. Just my help.
Will we get another female doctor? That'd be pretty cool.
Eh?
I'm older than you. Why didn't I know that?
Timey-wimey.
Why me, Timey? Why me?
Is that still a thing?
Going strong.
Going strong.
We never change. All these faces and we never really change. Don't go in fear. Go with that lovely smile.
Don't go gentle into that good night.
Stretching the timeline too far. I've got to go. Back to my old life. Bye then.
Back to season 13.
Doctor.
I never say things like that.
That's why you got me.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Huh. Oh.
Oh. I feel so hollow right now. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ah. This hurts. This hits different for some reason.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Wow. What a moment. Through the time vortex, through the theme. Damn. Damn.
Fracturing reality, baby. My heart's sinking. I'm going into denial.
Yes.
I feel it. I feel like I'm in denial right now.
Agree.
This looks like the guard in the tenant would be in 14th.
Oh, here it goes.
Not yet.
Figure this out. Solve it. Solve it first. What about Rogue? What about Rogue?
Yeah, man.
Here he is, Bad Penny. Go on then, mystery man. Where have you been?
Oh, I would love to be called Bad Penny.
Bad Penny.
What happened?
You were there and then you were gone.
What?
Well, come on, she's waiting.
Who is?
Poppy.
Oh.
Poppy.
Poppy's gonna be the next doctor.
Oh,
Isn't she beautiful?
the best. How could I forget? Remind me, what I was with you, and then
We stopped the Rani, and then all of you got busy all of a sudden. I turned around and you'd gone. And I had to get back home, because that was the point. All this time, I had to be here.
at 7:30 a.m. on the 24th of May. Remember? I kept telling you every time we landed.
Whoa.
I told you, get me home. 24th of May, 2025. I need to get back for Poppy.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
My daughter. Will I ever see her again?
Damn, these realities is crazy.
If I'm not back by 7:30, I'm in trouble. I can't wait for you to meet Poppy. She's so cheeky.
So
Whoa.
you were always coming home for Poppy.
Exactly.
Okay, hey, this is trippy.
That makes...
For my timeline to get back to normal, I had to be here for Poppy on the 24th of May at 7:30 a.m.
But why 7:30?
Right, better be off. Oh,
Yeah.
bit early for gentlemen callers, Belinda.
Hey.
This is
Right.
my mum, Lakshmi.
Oh, hello. I have heard so much about you.
Oh, did they not meet in the Conrad reality?
One of the doctors from the hospital.
At last, I keep telling her to bring home a doctor.
Hey.
You had to come home because your mother...
I'm on nights, so Mum and Dad had Poppy.
Uh,
You really have forgotten, haven't you?
Damn.
I'm glad you managed to find us, so you can finally meet.
Oh.
This is Uncle Doctor.
I'm her uncle.
Well, I thought it sounded nice.
I thought you were the papa.
Who's her father?
Her father's Richie. I've known him since I was 21. We got together and, well, Poppy was born.
What is this reality that's been produced? This is crazy.
He sees her all the time. He's a good soul. You'd like him.
You're a modern couple. Or not couple. Modern parents.
I hope Richie Akambola knows how lucky he is to be the father of a girl who is 100% human.
Okay.
Since the day she was born.
What else would she be?
Nothing. Poppy the human. Always and forever.
Hey.
All is well with the universe.
I thought I had those grips. You know, the ones for my hands. Have you seen them?
I saw Dad trying them out. I think they're under the stairs. Hold on.
You remember some shit, don't you, Poppy?
Can I tell you a secret? I can't have children. But if I could, I wish that she was exactly like you.
Not that old white lady who keeps breaking in flashbacks.
You alright?
Yeah, just, thinking. The girls play tricks. But I beat them.
You're the doctor.
I always win.
Hey.
You're the fucking doctor.
Yep.
You've driven me absolutely mad. But I've got to say, you're the most amazing man in the world.
Even more amazing than Richie Akambola.
He is no man.
That sounds like a goodbye.
I wish we could come with you. I'd love to show Poppy the stars. But you know what happens next. She'll be shot at by lasers or hunted by cartoons or...
It's been an honor, Miss Belinda Chandra. An honor, a nightmare, and a triumph.
Maybe when she's grown up, you could come back, take me to Neptune.
I'd like that.
I'm gonna miss you, man. I really am.
Oh, come back in 18 years.
Will I ever see you again, or do you never go back?
I hope you'll see me again, but not like this.
Oh, I hope to see you again like this.
I've got to go.
Why does it feel like there's something I've forgotten?
That's our lives, Belinda.
Always.
We travel in and out of the slipstreams of time. Beautiful things can be forgotten and gone.
Oh.
I think one thing remains. I love you. And I love you, Pops. That will never change.
We love you, 15. All right, let's go. David Tennant again.
Don't want to do this alone.
Get them all in here. Oh, no. Not the jukebox, too.
I'm never alone with you. Joy to the world!
Joy to the world. Aw.
This has been an absolute joy.
No. That's a cool shot. Septuageneration.
I wonder if they're not going to show us.
Damn.
What the fuck? What? Shit! Oh my god! Is she gonna be the doctor? Introducing
Billie Piper.
Holy shit! What a fucking ending!
Okay, that's bonkers.
Oh wow,
that is bonkers. Ooh. Oh my. Oh wow. Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom.
I've never cried over a regeneration before.
Damn.
I feel like his tenure was too short.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very bummed.
I like the but yeah, that's a crazy hook though.
Like I'm excited for I'm excited for Billie Piper, and I mean it's a very cool hook. Like I would be it's not about that it's more the timing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, please, if you are here still with us, it would mean the world if you could leave a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe and click that bell on. Yes, thank you to those who get the RR apparel. Becoming Righteous Rejects means the world. And Prepper, thank you for editing down these highlights. It's not easy getting these public, especially Doctor Who. And you're working on a day where you normally don't come in, so really appreciate you helping out. Before we go into the review, let's just answer some questions right away from some patrons from Royal Rejects. The first one of the day, AJ. John, why don't you read the first question?
Generic question. We'll see about that. But how are you guys feeling about the current run overall? Personally, this has been my favorite show for a long time. I'm loving Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. But I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm older now, but I feel like the show has been somewhat lacking with the past couple of seasons. Don't get me wrong, there's been some amazing episodes, some of the absolute best. Overall, though, I feel as if the spark has left. The show no longer has the same flair that made it so special for me to begin with.
This seems to be a reoccurring thing that keeps popping up here with this particular iteration of Doctor Who. And it's, no pun intended, it's been a bit of a flux for a lot of people. But, you know, we're not just saying it. I really loved Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. I know you said you're loving him as a Doctor, or loved now at this point. But I think there's been a lot of special things that have occurred in this season of television, for sure. I love the African episode, the Lux episode. I think there's been a lot of Church of Ruby Sunday. I think was an amazing episode. The Devil's Chord. Yeah, there's a lot of incredible episodes. So I think like the open up the idea of the gods as well with a bit of a supernatural element. I personally think there's like it's different. There's some new directions. And after the Whittaker era, which was really like dreary and dour for a lot of it, to then get this slingshot effect. And I still appreciate the variety and stuff. You too? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could see why. Part of me wonders if maybe between generations we need to like do a gap, not like, take as long of a break as it took between the classic series and the newly rebooted Eccleston series and so on. But, I mean, I don't know, because like there's so much about this season and even the Whittaker seasons having gone for a more dark, gritty tone slightly. This still feels like it has so many of the classic earmarks of Doctor Who, for better and for worse, some of the classic whimsy, some of the classic spirit. And I mean, they've certainly upped. It seems like we're finally at a place where you can fully realize anything you want to do with this show via effects. So yeah, I don't know if it's just about maybe needing to miss it again because it's been back for a long time now, and maybe people just need some time away from it. Although now that I say that, I'm like, there have been gaps, especially in pandemic life, between, recent seasons and these new stuff. I don't know. Because this has felt to me, at least, like it's had the spark of a lot of the classic, or at least the modern classic, the rebooted classic episodes. This falls right in line with those. And I mean, yeah, just as a overall 2-episode arc, it feels a little like something's off. But in terms of if you just go episode by episode and the experience of, taking in a new Doctor Who each week, a lot of this has felt very classic to me.
Definitely. Michael Penton saying, just want to say I appreciate all the work you guys do. Keep being great. Really appreciate that. Kamal is saying, we hear about the boss yet again. The Meep from David Tennant's special mentioned it first. Any thoughts or ideas of who this boss might actually be? And Elijah McWinyun Jr. replied, I originally thought it was Rani. It could still be Mrs. Flood, but now I think it could be Susan or maybe the Master. I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like it would have to somewhat link to why they brought Billie Piper back. I noticed it didn't say introducing Billie Piper as the Doctor. It said introducing Billie Piper. And I'm curious if it's going to like tie into the whole Bad Wolf thing. I need to kind of get a refresher on it. But I remember that Eccleston season finale did a lot with that. And I feel like, yeah, maybe it has something more to do with like Bad Wolf thing. But in terms of like who the boss could be, I feel like it would be a little generic if it was the Master. I think we need to do something different.
Boss is another word for master. But yeah, I mean, I feel like in a way, given what they've done here, we're probably not qualified to have a good guess because I bet it's something to do with a classic Who era something or other that we either have only brushed with or haven't met at all. But very curious.
Liam version 1. Where do you want the show to go in the future? What would you like to stay the same, and what should they do differently? Also, if you're still looking to get the Doctor Who fix in this gap, then are you considering the spin-offs or a couple episodes of Classic Who? Much love. If we have the time to, I often pontificate about us doing Classic Who, honestly, more than the spin-offs. In terms of where we want the show to go in the future, what would you like to say? What about you, John? I want to answer this one first. I've answered the other ones first.
I mean, I really enjoy the flavors that are classically I associate to Doctor Who. I guess if anything, one thing I was looking for that maybe this season didn't do quite as heavily was, like Belinda and the need to get her home and the debate of whether or not she wants to even be here is an interesting hook. And it was strong in this episode, I thought. But generally, I still am kind of like the Flux was a really cool serialized event, but it felt like we're doing something in the wheelhouse of Doctor Who, but it felt different. And I like the Flux, so I'm not saying like to shade it, but I almost wish that they could do some kind of bridged gap between serial and episodic that is quite serial, but that still has the episodic fun and flavor that the Doctor Who universe comes with. And I thought this season at the beginning set up a potential for that, but then the thing that seemed like, the Doctor and Belinda relationship being like the hook and the main thrust of the season didn't really pan out for me. And I would love to see something that kind of does that.
Yeah. I would like. I feel like where these past couple seasons have really sung is when, and this could be purely biased for loving the genre, but I really feel like it's sung when that leans more into the fear and the horror. I think they did a really good job at that. I think the Whittaker era kind of was trying to do that a lot more, but it kind of felt like bogged down and dragged because they were trying to create tension. But I think this, even when like a little bit of the creepiness, a little bit of the horror, I think tends to go kind of a long way. Especially under Russell T Davies' direction. So I feel like they should probably, they can incorporate a little bit more of that going forward for that effect. And yeah, I would like to see, I like when the Doctors have the crossovers. It'd be cool to get another crossover episode like that's really,
heavily crossed.
Yeah, like a real event.
Or a season where every episode the companion's different.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
Guest stars.
7 deadly thrills. It's funny, we put out these questions for everything we do now, but this is the most questions we've ever had. Do you guys feel the ever-shortening time frame of this show's format is at all hurting the pacing overall? It seems the show goes bigger and bolder, but rarely has, pardon the pun, time. The classic show could have 8 episodes for one story. Sometimes things would be drawn out to the point of killing time, but now it seems that these big ideas are relegated to spectacle and a theme, but with little room for detail. How do you guys think the show can and perhaps needs to adapt, as well as if the complications of the show are perhaps indicative of the greater struggle within art in this ever-quickening and constantly crumbling media landscape? Damn, you got some opinions, my friend. The ever shortening time frame of this show's format. I actually never really quite paid attention to what the episode count is on these, and I suppose it is short. Yeah, I think a couple more episodes would have really helped flesh this out. I didn't quite feel it with the last season. I think this season definitely needed it. And there's like a couple episodes that I really, really loved in here. But you know, like you touched on Belinda, I feel like Belinda especially is a character that did not get the proper service done for her character. I really do.
Yeah.
It seemed like that she was often relegated or not as three-dimensional as it could have been. Actress bringing a lot to the role. But I do think that, you know, they have a lot more toys and money at their disposal, and it seems like they kind of want to do it. And perhaps like having the theater experience that, you know, delayed this finale airing, maybe sacrifice some stuff because like Rani, it feels like kind of killed off easily.
Bit of an afterthought as of this episode.
Omega, definitely. Like all this build up to Omega, and Omega's there for like 5 minutes. You know, it doesn't really feel like it has this greater affect following. Specifically for Omega. So yeah, I do think that perhaps I've never really associated Doctor Who with spectacle. You know, they sometimes do spectacle, but a lot of the times the best episodes are the ones that are not spectacle. So I don't think I think if they when they get hung up on it, I do think it kind of dilutes some of the actual storytelling. Not all the time. Some of the time it does show. Like this episode was huge, but there's definitely some shortcomings in terms of narrative that they had to, which we'll go into.
It would be nice to see the show be able to embrace what so many shows now can, which is the fact that they don't have to be bound by a runtime.
Yeah.
You know, because so many of these episodes we wind up sitting there going, man, if they had an extra 10 minutes. And I guess I would just say that this is the most I've noticed it in terms of the time difference, the amount of episodes being different. Like the Jodie Whittaker era, it didn't strike me as much because I felt like we spent a little more time with her in full, and like something like The Flux is like obviously a mini series, whereas this season and in particular, and knowing that Ncuti Gatwa's run is now completed, it does feel a little brief, I guess I would say. Yeah, it's like if these were 10 episode seasons or, you know, 12 episode seasons or something like that, I would have felt like, okay, well, 2 runs, we still got like 24 episodes, whereas this is like 15, I think, which, you know, matches nicely numerically with The Doctor. But yeah, this is the most I've felt the kind of like, damn, if you had a couple more episodes to smooth over the serial story and to, you know, delight us with the week by week. It's like nothing felt off in any one individual episode in terms of how the show is moving and articulating itself, but as a whole on these seasons, as much as I think that in, again, a direct episode by episode sense, this is kind of a return to form based off what people didn't like so much about the Whittaker era. This does feel like its kind of major undercutting is the fact that it is like oddly brief and it feels that way. And so like my favorite moments from the season, it's like I like how much they tied so many details back around, but my favorite things about the season are still individual episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
And Elijah McCunway Jr. is back with a full-on comment. What did you think about that ending, and where do you think the show is going now? Do you think Disney trips their deal, or does Doctor Who go it alone? Also, are you excited for the spin-off, The War Between Land and Sea? Did not know about a spin-off. Goodness gracious me. I don't know, man. Like, this is the first time, too, that I've been, like, kind of aware. I can't tell what it is, and no one has said anything definitive, but it does feel like this Disney era of Doctor Who is, like, having some trouble sorting itself out and finding out how to be, even though they don't make that, like, very obvious through the show or through any PR. It does feel like if they came out tomorrow and they're like, hey, we're ending our deal short, because I think Disney has like a 26 episode deal to start with, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they did that. I don't know. I like the whole Rose hook is fascinating to me, and I think that's one. It does feel like the kind of decision made in a time where people are not agreeing on the show. And there is a heavy contingency, a loud vocal contingency of people who have very specific feelings about one way the show is going. And I feel like casting Billie Piper is a neat way to A, bring back something that we already know people like, but B, to throw you still somewhat progressive take on a doctor, but in like the safest way possible, because we already like this person. Like it's a more appealing version of the Doctor Doom thing to me, where I'm like, cool, fun. Like I can see how this would be at home in this universe for some kind of weird twist like this, but also I'm not sure. And I could absolutely see a Doctor Who goes it alone for a while, and maybe we make that part of the theme for a bit or something. I'm not sure. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good opportunity to actually talk about the ending, right? Well, first off, I feel like Ncuti Gatwa's tenure for some reason felt like short to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And this was also the first season of Doctor Who that John and I actually, I mean, outside of the Tennant's minor return, short return.
The 60th, yeah.
That we followed week to week, you know, and so it's been a real journey, and I feel like I've had a really big emotional investment in Ncuti Gatwa's portrayal, because I've felt so defensive for this iteration and him as the Doctor. There's so much pushed up against, and there was like something as a fan that really connected. So I was like, I've never cried over a regeneration. That was really really sad to me, and to say goodbye to this, to say goodbye to him as the Doctor. Yeah, that one hurt.
And Mrs. Flavor a lot.
Yeah, there's like just such a joy that it brings, and then like even to discern the difference, where he even says, "I love you," and Jodie Whittaker's like, I never say that, and that's why I'm like, yeah, you know, like driving home, like what made this Doctor special, and just how much joy he brought. And I really, he like, to me, he is like one of my doctors. I would say, you know, 100%. Like I've experienced all these doctors, but I think when I hear Doctor Who, my mind goes to him now. And as far as Billie Piper, I can imagine it's divisive on the internet, you know, like what you were talking about. I can imagine that some people might find it to be gimmicky. And I'd rather just wait to find out what it means, you know? Like, it does feel like there's this high nostalgia regard for, like, it's a weird thing of this era seems to be caught between progressive ideologies and nostalgia at the same time. It's like, it's weird. So I do think it kind of battles with itself a little bit. You know, after Whittaker, we got the Tennant, and then now after Ncuti, we got Rose. You know? So they kind of go backwards, but I don't feel like Rose is going to be. We don't even know she's Rose, right? She could be a completely different person.
She could just be that face. Yeah, absolutely.
The Doctor adopts a face, and it would be a unique way. Maybe it'll just be a special, but I would be down to see what they do different. Like, she was infused with oh my God, I'm blanking on the words. What's that? Regeneration energy. What's it called? Is that what it's called?
Regeneration energy.
Yeah. She was infused with some of that, right? I barely remember that final episode of that season.
Yeah, but I mean, she's been in side dimensions, and she's been in all sorts of super timey-wimey pocket dimension-y things, or timey-wimey Time Lord adjacent things. Like, I'll definitely have to go back, and we've seen, for the most part, minus a few episodes, we've seen most of these like one time. Yeah. So there are lots of little details and things that I'm like, oh damn, I really got to go back and review. Although I will say that this being to 2025, the show came back with Eccleston and Billie Piper in 2005, 20-year anniversary of that.
Cool.
Makes some sense in a just outside the show kind of way. But
I mean, honestly, I would love, you're asking where the show's going. I think it would be pretty cool if they found a way to convince Eccleston to come back.
That would be sick.
It would be the biggest feat to overcome, but I think that would be a monumental event for Doctor Who fans, and because everyone's kind of aware that there's a real like bitterness associated with it. And he shared the stage with Billie Piper in follow-up events.
Yeah.
So it would be neat to see him actually be brought back, but still doesn't seem likely. The war between land and sea. We've never seen any of the actual spin-offs, so maybe we'll watch that one. But yeah, I don't know if the Disney trip actually caused some problems here.
It seems like there's something there, but I can't. There's no, again, definitive evidence of it.
Yeah.
I would love to see an anthology series where we get different Doctor stories. Like, here's a Matt Smith episode this week. Here's a Ncuti Gatwa this week. Here's a,
Well, I like that they brought Whitaker back. You know, like both of those doctors were not the safe bet. You know, first woman, first black guy, and to have them share the screen and to be very different doctors and not just different doctors, but different like seasons they inhabited, very different vibes to watch. So I was happy to see Whitaker in a environment that felt more classically attuned Doctor Who than the dreary one. I was going to say that one really dreary. Noel Beltran. I feel this was definitely a stronger season for Ncuti's Doctor, and now treated with Billie Piper coming back. What do you think they did well throughout, and what do you think is something most fans will be disappointed by? I thought Jodie showing up was great and made sense for what they were saying to happen next. I was disappointed that we only got Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter, and some random vision in the penultimate episode of the 2 Far finale. I wasn't a big fan of the CGI Omega. Yes, they set up Susan. We've heard many times now of how he's like, one day I'll go get you back or I'll find you again, Susan, and he hasn't. Ncuti mentions his granddaughter early on with Ruby in the Devil's Court episode, I believe. So they seem like they were setting up a couple episodes ago. They bring Susan back for a little bit of a cameo, and we don't fulfill that. I think what really, I wonder if anyone's talking about it, the fact that Ncuti and Rogue don't have a reunion together.
Yeah,
it's kind of disappointing.
That's a big bummer.
Like, honestly, let's assume Billie Piper's the Doctor. I would not be as excited about
Rogue
a heterosexual dynamic. Then yeah, it's like Rogue. I specifically believe, what is it? Groff, Jonathan Groff.
Yeah.
I really feel like Jonathan Groff and Ncuti Gatwa should have been reunited.
Yeah, man, that would have been. They had such chemistry, and there was such a promise of potential there. Like, absolutely would have.
And I didn't mind the CGI. I mean, bad CGI in Doctor Who doesn't really ever bother me.
You're lucky to have any CGI in Doctor Who.
I mean, honestly,
like classic standards.
Space Babies was the only part where I was like, "This looks fucking odd," but most of the time, I don't mind if the CGI looks off with Doctor Who in particular. But yeah, man. I mean, what do you think most fans will be disappointed by? I mean, we talked about Rogue. We talked about the daughter. Was there something else you feel like people might be disappointed by?
Those are the major things.
I think Rani dying early, and
I thought, it's like I thought the Omega, the big CG Omega, I thought was actually pretty cool. I think it's the balance. It's the fact that, like, once Omega shows up, then we're pretty much done with the Rani, and Miss Flood goes off in her own direction, and it's cool we still have her, but it seemed like they split the difference between the two instead of stacking one as like your main big bad. And I thought the Rani performances were good. I liked the idea. I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff there. It's a classic Doctor Who problem. It's just like, oh, that's kind of like, okay, and we're done and wrapped up. And I like that we get to have a nice coda. But yeah, it was like, okay, well, we vanquished the Rani, and then we pushed the big giant CG monster back into the vault, and we're done.
Yeah.
And so Bob's your uncle. I just wish that for such a momentous, like, we're bringing back this character no one thought we would bring back, both these characters no one thought we would bring back, they could have both been punctuated better.
Yeah. And Noel also follows up with,
do you think the reality we started in is the one we ended up in? I think that's a question that is made to be pondered. I think even in the reality where everything is fixed and Poppy's alive and she's with Belinda, like, even that could be a little off, So I don't know. I liked all the different, like, who's unreliable narrator? Who knows what here? I liked all that faking out.
I do feel like Poppy could have been established better, because it seems to me that they shot all that on the day of they were shooting the other episodes, when they were doing the whole montage backwards of all the times she's like, I got to get home. I got to be with Poppy.
Yeah.
It's some scenes that were not in those episodes that I feel like they probably shot those on those days, right? Like I found out they shot the Rogue scene last season.
Yeah.
You know? So like a lot of this has been in the making and has been the plan.
Yeah.
For so long that I wish there was actual some like seeds to that way when they're doing the montage you're like, oh
Yeah.
oh wow. So it doesn't really have that effect because it's like reality's changing and such. But yeah, we'll find out. And I do wish we got to know. I wish we got an actual type of. We knew Poppy for like seconds and felt more like a plot device than an actual connection, you know,
like a cool Easter egg.
Yeah. I cared more that Ruby was being like isolated and remembering that. I felt way more for that than I did for Poppy. When I'm just like, oh, poor Ruby. She's the only one who remembers.
Yeah, I don't have any like Poppy, very cute, like cool to bring her back. But yeah, I don't really have any association.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the actors playing Poppy. It's literally the fact that we got like no scenes with other than I have a daughter.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, it's like when we do see them living their wish world life, you don't really get to fall in love with them as a family to then realize what's being ripped away.
Because as much as they're riffing on WandaVision, I'm like, that's why WandaVision. I mean, WandaVision kind of had the same problem with the kids a little bit, but you know,
certainly spend more time.
But you spend more time in the wish world that Wanda's creating.
Yeah,
to be invested in that, and I think that's why this could have been longer. And our final one. Danny is saying, I literally am in mourning. I don't have a question, but I just want to say that I have loved your Doctor Who reactions and appreciate how much you guys have embraced 15. I really feel like Ncuti brought a light to the role that cannot be replicated.
Agree.
Yeah. There's something that just has felt so unjust. And I imagine this is probably what some people or a lot of people probably felt for Whittaker. Because like we watched Whittaker after Whittaker was done, you know? And like we had it spoiled for us that Tenet would come back. So we were aware of that and we watched it pretty quick, but we weren't involved in the zeitgeist or social media or whatever the hell the conversation was at the time, even though it's pretty apparent how it was going. So I didn't really feel this like, because I think Whittaker is great as the Doctor, absolutely fantastic. But I didn't have this like week to week couple of years thing associated, you know, and I feel like ever since Ncuti was cast, it has been kind of this unjust hatred that has gone his way, and I don't just like him. I can't imagine you do either, because I don't just like him because we're defensive for an actor that is if we didn't like his performance, we would say something. We really would.
What would be difficult is if we were like, hey, it's cool that this guy was cast, but I don't like his take on the Doctor, and now we got to deal with trying to just differentiate that nuance. Whereas here, I'm like, no, like I was talking to somebody, the girl who works the coffee shop, noticed the T-shirt, and we started talking about Doctor Who really quick. And one thing I had never realized, and it was cool to kind of agree with somebody on, is like they have never had a bad casting of the Doctor. No matter what the up and downs of the show have been, they have always nailed the Doctor casting.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's true of Whittaker, and that's absolutely true of Ncuti Gatwa. And again, part of the joy and the charm of the Doctor is watching the different actors bring and the different stories comprised by the writers, bringing in what the flavor is going to be. Is this a more whimsical Doctor? Is this a more curmudgeonly Doctor? Is this a Doctor with a big heart and a lot of passion and a lot of emotion like Ncuti Gatwa? And I thought that while we have had certainly Doctors overcome with emotion or prone to that, like his flavor, his version of that was really unique and striking, and from where we've been up till now, it felt fresh and new. It's like this is a Doctor who, after so many iterations, is like really in touch with emotion and humanity. And, you know, for that didn't seem to ever break the continuity or integrity of the character. I know a lot of people were like, he's crying too much. And like, I get it. That's fine. I understand the complaint there, and I can even agree with it to some extent. But yeah, it's a really striking choice, and it seems to me to embody very well the version of a version that is also definitive of what this character to me is.
He's the one who walked around. He's the one who they have that thing where the Rani is saying, like he views you guys as ants or whatever the fuck. And this is like the one doctor where I'm like, I don't think so. I think this doctor, above more than any other doctor, is the most connected with humans, And I think the way he operates with his companions even feels like friendships. We've talked about it before, but it feels like actual friendships rather than companion idolizing the doctor, in a way where it's like, yeah, you're here to fill a role as companion for this lonely god of sorts, I feel like he was one of the most human and grounded, even though he was full of so much life and a variety of emotions. I really do think he was the one who was most connected on the ground floor with humanity. And that's what makes his doctor so special. So it's sad to me every single fucking week it has been like nonstop with him and trying to tear this show down, trying to tear everything about this show down.
It's real sad.
And then you see BBC on their stuff, which and then when BBC says something on their news segment about I do feel like it's preachy and shit. I'm like, is it really like that preachy?
There have been preachy episodes in the past.
I know. It's like now there's preachy episodes, but they don't like what they're preaching here. It's like, once they start preaching about something that I don't want to be preached about, now you're a preachy show. When I'm like, they've always been preachy about stuff. They're kind of preachy about their vegetarianism. I mean, the one thing that Ncuti does not do, but how many times have we heard him be like, I don't eat anything with a beating heart?
Yeah.
And which is a good line, by the way. I should say that to all my people who it's weird to be vegetarian, and people always follow it up with, I tried doing that myself and couldn't. They always tell me why they're not vegetarian and how they couldn't give a meat. I'm like, I didn't ask you. Every single time I tell you. You want to know why? I don't eat things with a beating heart.
Interrogating you just by existing. Yeah.
And a lot of my defensive for this show, in particular Ncuti Gatwa's performance, I think really factored into the regeneration of this one. It's like part of me was going was he pushed off the show?
Or did he get sick of this and decide to leave?
Exactly. I hate the thought of, was there something contentious? Of course, it's all speculation. I have no idea. I heard one thing that Ncuti wants to move on to start pursuing more movies and stuff, which I could believe. Everyone who signs up for the Doctor kind of has an agreement that this is not really going to last. It's only it's going to be a short while.
And his star is on the rise.
But I feel like 3 seasons would have been cooler than 2.
It just feels a little premature. It feels like it was.
For a sacrifice for a character, we had no I'm sorry, I had no connection to Bobby. So, even in the pursuit of doing that, of what leads to it, it felt like a little contrived and forced because Ncuti wanted out or something.
I can't tell because it seems like, given what we know about the first season, it seems like a certain amount of these 2 seasons worth of story were preordained or planned in some way. And what I keep wondering is, was this a longer concept that they then, maybe at the start or partway through season 2, crushed down into? What I wonder, I think the order Disney got was for 26 or 24 episodes or something.
Sure.
So part of me is like, was that intended to be a 3-season arc for Ncuti Gatwa, and then we decide whether or not we re-up or not? Because again, 3 does seem like a nice round number, and it does seem like they were building this interesting communal thing where it's like, oh, hey, Ruby's here, and so is Belinda, and so is Mel, and maybe in the season 3 we could have Ruby and Belinda popping in to help whoever the new companion is.
Right.
And it's like they have a smooth enough season that I could believe it was designed this way. But it's also such that it feels, again, brief enough and short-lived enough that it just there's something in the air I can't put my finger on, and it feels like this was not the design.
No. So, yeah. It's interesting because normally when we do these Patreon questions, is a relatively new thing that we have implemented, and normally it lasts like 5 to 10 minutes. And this is a case where it's pretty much been our entire review. This is
It's
brand, this is new, and this is kind of what it's kind of what I was hoping for.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I didn't expect that when we started, and it wasn't until halfway through talking where I'm like, oh, I guess this is going to be our whole review,
Yeah.
considering how long this is going.
Yeah.
And out of any time for it to break the mold for our review section,
Yeah.
Doctor Who is unquestionably one of the best choices, because our Patreon started with 2 shows really taking off. Well, 3: Supernatural, My Hero Academia, and Doctor Who. And we did most of Doctor Who at our Patreon page, and a lot of you guys' names to see. Some of you guys have been here for years, and other guys are new. And like I said, like our Patreon, a big part of our subscriber base there is for Doctor Who. So the idea that we do this review so much guided by our Royal Rejects questions is pretty awesome to me. And because at the beginning of this, I'm like, oh, I gotta move it quick. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Actually, this is. I feel like I feel like we're gonna cover everything.
These are getting the biggest questions at the heart of it.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. But any other like final thoughts? We've said how our feelings on Ncuti like a billion times now, so we don't need to reiterate that. Talked about Ruby, not Ruby,
Ruby and Belinda.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's talk. I mean, we can talk a little bit about that. How did you feel about the Ruby inclusion? I thought there'd be a little bit more significance, I guess. there's something there that was kind of missing for me. Like, I love Millie Gibson's portrayal. I think she has such great presence. I think she shined more in this season than Belinda, and I point that to direction and writing, because of our it's kind of weird for a season 2 with a new companion to take an actress who was a different character, and they set that up. That, hey, I know you from the future great granddaughter, and they don't really tie that in. They just kind of acknowledge it. And then when they brought back Ruby late, where they have a whole episode around Ruby, that she serves important plot stuff that goes down, but she doesn't even get to have like a goodbye with the Doctor, like with Ncuti Gatwa. She doesn't even get to have that goodbye. And I thought there'd be, and I like that they take on the baby, but I thought there'd be a little bit more something that's significant. But Belinda for sure was the part, and we've been saying it kind of all season, like we just keep waiting for that to be really like elevated, and especially for the final episode. Like, she got some sweet scenes, but you know, she just kind of ends up as, I just want to, and there's nothing wrong with like, I just want to be like a mom and go home. Like, that's a great gift and a powerful moms are powerful. But there was something here where I think like maybe we shouldn't have given so much time to Ruby and instead delegated that time to lifting up Belinda and giving Belinda some truly standout scenes, because I don't really feel like she got many standout scenes in this whole season.
I agree. Terrific performer and very lovely energy shared with Ncuti Gatwa as Doctor, but I agree. I can't, and again, this is another thing that kind of feels like, I don't know, did they have this planned out as just a Doctor and Belinda-centric season, and then in season 3 Ruby comes in, or was Ruby brought in to expedite the conclusions of this season somehow?
Yeah.
Like, I can't, again, all that stuff aside, it was really fun to have her back, and I liked the idea of this dynamic where, a recent past companion will enter the fray and become an important part of, they've had the legacy companions come back. Obviously, Mel is here in these episodes. They've had versions of that, and this season felt to me like we were going to do like there's the main companion, but then the other companions are popping in and significantly helping and impacting stuff, and maybe we can use the difference in the skills and demeanors of each one for unique stuff. But it does really feel like Ruby was the proactive companion this season.
Yeah.
And the trouble to me then becomes the stuff with Belinda getting home isn't strong emaugh or prominent enough to feel like it's also justifying her presence, honoring this actor, and also, fitting thematically into the story in a way that again, doesn't just feel like here's some business for your character.
Yeah.
So I was happy to have her around, but I feel like I would be thrilled if in the next iteration of the Doctor, Belinda shows up and is like, hey, I'm going to help out a bunch.
Yeah.
Because at the outset of the season, and even getting to sit down and chat with Varada Sethu and Ncuti Gatwa together, they had me excited for something that's like, man, it's going to be about these two. And, Belinda's there a lot of the time. But, yeah, I was waiting for like some Martha level of, like, oh, I'm going to call upon my nurse skills, or, I'm going to, prove. It's not even like the character has to prove something to like impress me. I'm just like, I'm rooting for you to be one of the bright, vibrant colors of the season. And apart from like the performance, which definitely is that thing. Yeah, it felt like an odd thing to do, to have such an interesting hook on a companion and an interesting hook for a serial story about the Doctor and the companion, and then to have that all overshadowed by last season's companion. It's a little weird.
Yeah, a bit of a letdown there, but in terms of like a final episode, I like the arc. These last two episodes are definitely not my favorite of this season, and I do think that perhaps some smoother storytelling was sacrificed for big shit to go down. But I was super intrigued. I wanted to know what the hell was going on. I liked being confused and trying to figure it out, and the mystery surrounding it. I think the last like 15 minutes are really compelling. What Ruby does with Conrad was a nice surprise, and I'm excited that Mrs. Flood's still around. Like that, that's awesome. Like I enjoy Mrs. Flood more than no disrespect to the actress playing the other Rani, but Mrs. Flood to me is is so much more compelling, kind of by a lot, and because I think the other Rani, I forget that actress's name. She's a bit popular, but I think she was more
Archie Panjabi.
She was more embodying the idea of the classic Who version, right? And Mrs. Flood, I think it brings a different type of mystery and meta-ness that so I'm excited that she's around. But hey, we'll end this with this. Thank you, Russell T. Davies, and thank you, Ncuti Gatwa, for all you guys, all you've done, especially you, Ncuti Gatwa. You know, like,
man.
I forget that I have met you. I do forget that. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was fortunate enough to have 5 minutes with you
on the blue carpet. That was super exciting.
And that was really exciting and a great day, even though it's like one of those great days in my whole YouTube career. And I often forget that, like, oh, yeah, I did. It was so brief.
Yeah.
So none of that is a thing that factors in, or maybe it does, and I'm not aware. In my subconscious of like, you're the only Doctor I've met, so maybe it factors in. I don't feel like it does, because I don't often think about that when I think about Ncuti Gatwa. So yeah, this is a great time, and I'm never going to forget this experience. A lot of the other experiences of Doctor Who, because of how we covered it, sort of bleed together.
This was an event.
This was with YouTube. This was shared week to week. This was very different, a very different experience. And fuck, like, we kept suspecting that Ncuti Gatwa was gonna go away this season. We kept suspecting it, and was really bummed, because at first I was like, oh, I guess it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
See, that's they got me a little bit. That's partly why I'm glad that the regeneration was as emotionally impactful for you, because I think what encroached upon being able to just tap into the emotionality of saying goodbye to this Doctor, I was a bit crunched by the bummer of like, oh no, this just feels odd and premature, but a lovely moment in the present reality of the show. And I just hope that, especially in Ncuti Gatwa and everyone who worked on these episodes, but especially him, I just hope that he's proud and filled with joy from what he was able to do here.
He really should,
because I'm not, again, it's not about the outside conversation. The outside conversation factors in, but like, I love the energy and the spirit that he was able to bring. For someone who loves Capaldi, who is like the most prickly, this was such a wonderful, lively, spirited contrast, and a version of the character that so embodied that lust for life and joyousness of reality and creation and all that stuff. So just, yeah, if ever you see this and watch to the very end, which I know is probably is unlikely, thanks. Because this was really beautiful and lovely, and I'm glad for what we did get, even if I wish there had been more.
Well, our thought to you guys. What did you think about this finale of Doctor Who? What did you think about Ncuti's tenure as the Doctor? What are your theories for Billie Piper? Leave your thoughts down below. Thank you to all who have joined us. Thank you to all who have bought one of these shirts. This is like, it's cool that these two shirts are one of our bigger sellers, and it's two shirts that we both like genuinely love a lot. So it's weird. It's like, I know we're talking about merch, but it's like a merch thing that means so much more than merch than a product. Yeah. It was like, it was
because we
creative.
love Doctor Who that these were created.
Yeah. That's why, and to be involved in the creation process along with the artists who put them together, Alyssa, Megan, means a lot. So thank you guys. We'll talk with you, Bo. We'll talk with y'all soon. Peace, Reject Nation.
All on Z.
Mikhail Linden. I don't know how you've been here this long, and we still don't know much about you after all this time.
Come over here for an interview.
I want to know why you've remained here. It sounds like a weird question, but it would be nice if we were all. Some people here are better at receiving than others, and I wouldn't say John and I are in that camp that's really good at this like type of being like, yes, we are worthy of you contributing $20.
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't like to acknowledge my feelings on because I get a lot of like guilt associated with it. So Mikhail, you don't even ask for our attention. You don't even ask for a time in any capacity, and you've been here for years.
You're the politest guy.
Absolutely polite.
You're very kind and generous. You're generous in your interactions, even though you don't ask for a ton of, maintenance.
That's very true. So, dude, Mikhail, hope you're doing well. And hit us up sometime. Love to answer some questions with you, buddy.
Do like a Greg Alba needs a fan and just do a podcast where you talk to all the patrons.
I'd be down.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
It would be fun.
Mikhail, you're on the first episode because this idea happened in your shout out.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.